Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hear me on this. You were not born to be average. You were not designed to live a life of mediocrity. But somewhere along the way, life knocked you down. People told you what you couldn't do, and you started to believe that maybe, just maybe, what you have right now is all you'll ever get. That is a lie. You have something special inside of you. There's a dream, a vision, a burning desire that refuses to die. But you've been playing small. You've been accepting less than you deserve, convincing yourself that it's good enough, when deep down, you know it's not. Let me ask you something. How much longer are you willing to settle? Because every day you stay where you are, you rob yourself of the life you were meant to live. You settle for relationships that don't fulfill you, jobs that don't challenge you, and dreams that stay buried beneath fear and self-doubt. But listen to me, you deserve more. Some of you have been conditioned to believe that striving for more is selfish, that wanting a better life is greedy. But let me remind you, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't inspire, lead, or give your best to the world when you're barely scraping by. You owe it to yourself to step up. You owe it to the people counting on you to rise higher. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. The life you want will require you to take risks, to believe in yourself, to get back up every time you fall. Because, listen to me, you will fall, you will struggle, you will face rejection. But that's where champions are made. That's where warriors are. The difference between the people who win and the people who settle isn't talent. It's not luck. It's a decision to demand more, to step up, to say no more excuses, no more playing small, no more settling for less than I deserve. The question is, are you ready to make that decision? Because I promise you this, the moment you stop settling, the moment you start demanding more from life, everything changes. The doors that were closed begin to open. The opportunities that seemed impossible become reality. So today, make the decision, draw the line, declare to yourself, I will not settle. Say it with me, I will not settle. Because you, my friend, deserve more. And it's time to go get it. You have greatness within you. I need you to hear me, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You have been placed on this earth with a purpose, with a mission, with something special that no one else can bring. But somewhere along the way, doubt crept in. Somewhere you started believing the voices that told you, you're not good enough. Maybe it was a teacher who dismissed you, a family member who doubted you, or even your own mind whispering, who do you think you are? But I'm here to tell you, those voices are lying to you. You were not born to be average. You were not designed to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's limited vision. You were born to stand tall, to shine, to make a difference in the world. And the only thing standing in your way? Doubt. That voice in your head telling you that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. But let me tell you something. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness had to fight that same voice. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is that the ones who rise refuse to let doubt win. Think about it. Every great leader, every champion, every game changer in history had moments where they felt like giving up. They had moments where they thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this, but they pushed forward anyway. They understood that doubt is just a test, a challenge designed to see if you really want what you say you want. And you have everything you need to win that battle. You have resilience, You have power and you have a gift that the world is waiting for. But you have to believe in yourself first. Right now you might be thinking, but I've failed before. I've tried and fallen short. Listen to me. Failure is not final. Failure is feedback. Every setback you faced has been preparing you for your comeback. Every time you thought you couldn't go on but took one more step, you were building strength. Every moment of doubt that you pushed through made you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the success that's coming your way. The problem isn't your ability, it's your belief. Somewhere deep down, you already know that you are capable of more. You know you have a fire inside of you, but doubt has convinced you to dim your own light. It has convinced you to play small, to sit on the sidelines while other people take the chances you wish you had the courage to take. But I'm here to tell you, your time is now. No more waiting, no more second guessing, no more asking for permission to be great. You have to make a decision right here, right now, a decision that you will no longer let doubt control your life. A decision that you will stop underestimating yourself. A decision that you will stop listening to the negative voices, whether they come from other people or from your own mind. Because the truth is, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence isn't something that magically appears. It's something you build. It's something you earn every time you take action despite your fear. You might not feel ready. You might not feel like you have everything figured out. But let me tell you a secret. No one does. The people who succeed aren't the ones who had everything perfectly planned. They're the ones who took the leap anyway. They're the ones who said, I may not know exactly how, but I'm willing to try. They're the ones who felt the fear and did it anyway. So I'm asking you, what are you waiting for? When will you finally decide to step into your greatness? When will you stop letting doubt hold you hostage? You are powerful beyond measure. You have talents, ideas, and potential inside of you that are waiting to be unleashed. You have the ability to change lives, to create something extraordinary, to leave a legacy that will be remembered long after you're gone. But you have to stop doubting yourself. You have to stop waiting for permission to be great. You have to start acting like the person you were born to be. Because I promise you, the moment you make that decision, everything will change. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, and the universe will start aligning in your favor. But it all starts with you. It starts with a belief, a commitment, a refusal to let doubt win. You have greatness within you. Now go show the world. Settling for less is a habit. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that creeps in little by little. It starts when you tell yourself, this is good enough, even when you know deep down it's not. It happens when you convince yourself that you don't really need that dream, that goal, that life you once imagined. You tell yourself that you should just be grateful for what you have, even though every part of you is screaming for more. And over time, settling becomes normal, it becomes comfortable, it becomes your reality. But here's what you need to understand. Demanding more is also a habit. Just like settling is something you build over time. It's a mindset shift, a decision you make every single day to push beyond where you are, to stretch yourself, to refuse to accept anything less than what you truly deserve. And the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who stay stuck, it's the decision to demand more. Look around you. Everything you have in your life right now, your job, your relationships, your health, your finances, It's all a reflection of what you've been willing to accept. If you're in a job that drains you, it's because somewhere along the way you decided that it was enough. If you're in a relationship that doesn't bring you joy, it's because you told yourself that this is just how it is. If you're struggling financially, it's because you settled into patterns that keep you in the same cycle. But here's the truth, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to accept a life that doesn't fulfill you. Because just like you built the habit of settling, you can build the habit of demanding more. Demanding more doesn't mean being ungrateful. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate what you have. It means you recognize that you are capable of more, that you deserve more, and that you refuse to let fear or complacency hold you back. It means understanding that growth comes from discomfort. And if you're not willing to challenge yourself, you'll stay stuck in the same place forever. The problem is most people don't demand more because they're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping into the unknown. And so they settle. They take the easier path because it feels safer. But safety doesn't lead to success. Comfort doesn't create breakthroughs. Every person who has ever achieved anything extraordinary had to demand more. More from themselves, more from their environment, more from the world. They had to decide that they were no longer willing to accept mediocrity. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. Do you think they got there by settling? No. They got there because they demanded more. They demanded more discipline, more growth, more opportunities, and most importantly, they demanded more from themselves. Because at the end of the day, no one is going to hand you the life you want. No one is going to come and say, here, take this dream life on a silver platter. No, you have to go out and claim it. You have to wake up every day with the mindset that you will not accept less than what you are capable of. This isn't just about material success. It's about how you show up in every area of your life. If you want better health, demand more from yourself. If you want a better relationship, demand more communication, more effort, more connection. If you want a better career, demand more from your skills, your knowledge, your ambition. Whatever it is, you have the power to change it. But it starts with a decision. The beautiful thing about life is that at any moment you can decide to change. You can decide that you will no longer settle. You can decide that you are worthy of more, that you are capable of more, and that you will do whatever it takes to create the life you truly want. But you have to be consistent, because just like settling becomes a habit, so does demanding more. Every time you push past your limits, you train yourself to expect more. Every time you refuse to accept less than what you deserve, you build confidence. Every time you take a step outside your comfort zone, you become stronger. And before you know it, demanding more isn't just something you do, it's who you are. So let me ask you, which habit are you building? Are you reinforcing the habit of settling, or are you training yourself to demand more? Because the life you want is on the other side of that decision. It's waiting for you, but you have to choose it. You have to commit to it. You have to demand it. No more playing small. No more accepting less. No more settling. Demand more because you deserve more. And the moment you make that decision, everything will change. Your past does not define your future. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter how many times you have failed or been knocked down, you are not your past. Too many people go through life carrying the weight of yesterday, believing that because they struggled before, they will always struggle. They tell themselves stories about why they can't move forward, why they can't change, why they can't achieve more. But I am here to tell you your past is just a lesson, not a life sentence, Doc. You may have been through heartbreak, disappointment, rejection, and loss. You may have made decisions that didn't serve you. You may have fallen into habits that kept you stuck, but that is not who you are. That is only where you have been, and where you have been does not determine where you can go. The only thing that defines your future is what you decide to do today, right now. It's easy to let the past control you. It's easy to believe that just because things didn't work out before, they never will. It's easy to settle into the belief that you are limited by what has already happened. But hear me when I say this, you have the power to change. You have the ability to rise above everything that is trying to hold you back. But you have to decide that no one else can make that decision for you. No one else can take that first step. It has to come from you. Too many people spend their lives looking backward, replaying their failures, their regrets, their missed opportunities. They live in a mental prison, reliving the pain over and over again, instead of using it as fuel to rise. But you can choose a different path. You can decide that your past is a teacher, not a trap. You can decide that everything you have been through has prepared you for what's coming next. Every struggle, every hardship, every tear you've shed has given you strength. You didn't go through it for nothing. It was shaping you, it was building you. And now it's time to rise. You don't have to be a prisoner of your history. You don't have to let past failures dictate future success. Just because you've been knocked down before doesn't mean you have to stay down. Every great success story is built on setbacks, on obstacles, on moments when it would have been easier to give up. But the difference between those who win and those who don't isn't luck, it's the decision to keep going. It's the decision to rise despite the pain. It's the decision to rewrite the story instead of letting the story write you. Right now, you have that same choice. You can either let your past hold you back, or you can let it push you forward. You can either sit in your excuses telling yourself why you can't, or you can step up and decide that you will. Because at the end of the day, your future isn't determined by where you started, it's determined by where you decide to go. And you have the power to go anywhere. Maybe you grew up in struggle. Maybe you were told you weren't good enough. Maybe you've been doubted, rejected, or overlooked. Well, let me tell you something, your circumstances do not define your potential. Your past struggles do not limit your future success. The only thing that limits you is the belief that you are stuck, the belief that you can't change, the belief that you are not worthy of more. And that belief, that's a lie. You were born for more. You were created with potential that goes beyond what you can even imagine. But potential means nothing if you don't act on it. Potential stays buried unless you dig it out, unless you refuse to be held back, unless you decide that today is the day everything changes, because it can. Right here, right now. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You just have to decide that you are no longer willing to be defined by what has already happened. You have a choice. You can stay stuck repeating the same patterns, living the same life, telling the same stories. Or you can rise. You can demand more from yourself. You can take the lessons from your past and use them to fuel your future. You can step into the person you were always meant to be. This is your moment. This is your time. The past is gone. The future is unwritten. And you are holding the pen. Write the story you want to live. Rise above the pain. Rise above the fear. Rise into the life you deserve. Because you, my friend, are capable of more than you have ever imagined. And the only thing left to do is decide. Decide to rise. Fear and comfort are the biggest enemies of your potential. They are the silent killers of dreams, the invisible chains that keep people stuck in lives they don't truly want. Fear whispers lies into your mind, telling you that you're not ready, that you're not risen, that you're not good enough, that you might fail. Comfort, on the other hand, lulls you to a false sense of security, convincing you that where you are is good enough, that stepping out into the unknown is too risky, too uncomfortable, too dangerous. And between these two forces, people stay trapped in jobs they hate, in relationships that don't fulfill them, in patterns that no longer serve them. But I'm here to tell you, you were made for more. Fear is a liar. It will tell you that if you try, you might fail. It will remind you of every mistake you've ever made, every time you've fallen short, every person who doubted you. It will magnify your insecurities and make you believe that you don't have what it takes. But let me tell you something. Fear is not real. Fear is a story your mind creates to keep you safe. But safety does not lead to greatness. No one who has ever achieved anything extraordinary did it without facing fear. The difference between those who win and those who stay stuck is that winners feel the fear but move forward anyway. They understand that fear is not a stop sign, it's a test. It's a test to see how badly you want it. And the moment you decide that your dreams are bigger fears than your fears, everything changes. But fear isn't the only thing standing in your way. Comfort is just as dangerous, and in some ways, even worse. Because fear makes you hesitate, but comfort makes you settle. Comfort tells you, why take the risk? You're doing okay. Things aren't that bad. It makes you trade your potential for convenience. It convinces you that you can wait until next year, next month, next time. Well, let me tell you something. There is no next time, there is only now. Every day you spend in comfort is a day you are not growing, a day you are not evolving, you are not becoming the person you were meant to be. And the scariest part, most people don't even realize they're trapped. They call it being responsible. They call it playing it safe, but in reality they are settling. How many people do you know who wake up every day going through the motions, doing the same thing over and over again, never really growing, never really chasing their dreams? They tell themselves, one day I'll take that leap. One day I'll start that business. One day I'll go after what I really want, but one day never comes. Because comfort is a drug. The longer you stay in it, the harder it is to break free. The truth is, your greatest life exists outside of your comfort zone. Everything you want, your success, your happiness, your growth is on the other side of discomfort. Every time you push yourself beyond what feels safe, you expand your potential. Every time you do something that scares you, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. And the more you do it, the stronger you become. Fear starts to lose its power. Comfort starts to feel suffocating instead of satisfying. And you start to realize that you were never meant to live a small life. But here's the catch. No one is going to push you. No one is going to force you to step outside of your comfort zone. No one is going to take your fears away. That's on you. You have to decide that your dreams matter more than your excuses. You have to choose growth over stagnation. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable, to embrace uncertainty, to take risks even when you don't feel ready. Because if you don't, you will wake up one day and realize that you let fear and comfort steal your future. And that, my friend, is the biggest tragedy of all. So what are you going to do? Are you going to let fear win? Are you going to stay comfortable, even if it means settling for less than you deserve? Or are you going to rise? Or are you going to step into the unknown, embrace the discomfort, and chase the life that is waiting for you? Because here's the truth, you were made for more. You have talents, ideas, and potential inside of you that the world needs. But none of it matters if you let fear and comfort keep you stuck. None of it matters if you don't take action. So make the decision today. Break free from the chains that are holding you back. Feel the fear and move forward anyway. Step outside of your comfort zone and into your greatness. Because your future is waiting for you, but you have to be bold enough to go after it. Surround yourself with people who challenge and uplift you, because the people in your life shape the person you become. The conversations you engage in, the energy you absorb, and the mindsets you're exposed to all influence your thinking, your actions, and ultimately your future. You cannot grow in an environment that holds you back. You cannot reach new heights while surrounded by people who encourage you to stay the same. Growth demands challenge. Success demands elevation. And if the people around you are not pushing you forward, they are pulling you back. You look around at your circle. Are these people pushing you to be better? Are they challenging your limits, holding you accountable, and reminding you of your potential? Or are they keeping you comfortable, encouraging your excuses and reinforcing your fears? The truth is, the quality of your relationships directly impacts the quality of your life. If you want to elevate, you must be intentional about who you allow into your space. You must surround yourself with people who demand more from you, who refuse to let you settle, who see your greatness even when you don't see it yourself. It is easy to stay around people who make us feel comfortable, who don't challenge our beliefs, who don't expect more from us. But comfort does not create growth. If you are always the smartest, most ambitious, or most disciplined person in the room, you are in the wrong room. You need to be around people who force you to level up, who show you what's possible, who inspire you to stretch beyond what you thought you were capable of. When you surround yourself with high achievers, their mindset becomes your mindset. Their habits become your habits. Their energy pushes you to step up. But elevation does not come without sacrifice. Sometimes choosing growth means outgrowing relationships. It means letting go of people who no longer align with your vision. This is not about looking down on anyone. It is about recognizing that not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Some people will resist your growth because it reminds them of their own stagnation. Some will criticize your ambition because it makes them uncomfortable with their own lack of progress. And if you are not careful, you will find yourself shrinking to fit in, playing small to avoid making others uncomfortable. But you are not meant to stay small. You are not meant to dim your light to make others feel better. You are meant to rise, and that means surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your elevation rather than resent it. The right people will not let you settle. They will call you out when you make excuses. They will remind you of your goals when you start to drift. They will see potential in you that you haven't even realized yet, and they will push you to bring it out. These are the people who will challenge your mindset, who will push you past your fears, who will hold you accountable when you feel like giving up. They will not tolerate mediocrity because they see your greatness, and when you surround yourself with people like that, you can't help but rise. But uplifting relationships are not just about challenge, they are also about support. The journey to success is not easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments of failure, moments where you question whether you have what it takes. And in those moments, you meet people who remind you why you started, people who lift you up when you feel like falling, people who speak life into your dreams when you feel like giving up. The right people will not just push you forward, they will hold you up. This is why you must be intentional about your environment. You must seek out people who inspire you, who motivate you, who elevate you. Find mentors who have achieved what you want to achieve. Build relationships with people who share your vision and ambition. Engage in conversations that challenge your thinking and expand your perspective. Because the more you surround yourself with greatness, the more you will step into your own. And remember, this is not just about what you receive, it's also about what you give. Be the kind of person who challenges and uplifts others. Push the people in your circle to be better. Hold them accountable to their goals. Speak life into their dreams. Because you elevate, you have a responsibility to bring others with you. Success is not just about what you achieve, it's about the impact you make on those around you. So take a hard look at your circle. Are these the people who will push you to your highest potential? Are they elevating you, or are they keeping you stagnant? Because the reality is this: your environment will either stretch you or shrink you. Your relationships will either elevate you or drain you. And your future will either be built by those who challenge you to grow or destroyed by those who keep you a comfortable dot. The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who challenge and uplift you, and watch how your life transforms. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. It's that simple. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to give them permission to chase their dreams. But life does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who take action, those who refuse to sit on the sidelines, those who decide that their goals and dreams are worth fighting for. If you want something, you have to go and get it. No one is coming to hand it to you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you do not step up, take control, and make it happen, it will never happen. The truth is, most people want more. They dream of a better life, greater success, more fulfillment, and bigger achievements. But wanting is not enough. You can want something with all your heart, but if you don't take action, it will remain just that a wish, a hope, a thought in your mind that never becomes reality. Because success, happiness, and fulfillment do not come from wishing. They come from doing. They come from stepping outside of your comfort zone, taking risks, and making the decision to go after what you desire. Fear is what stops most people. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty. But here's what you need to understand. Fear is always present, but it cannot control you unless you let it. Was better than you achieved anything great has felt fear, but they didn't let it stop it. They move forward in spite of it because they under something most people don't. Fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. If you do not take action now, where will you be a year from today? 5 years? 10 years? The painful truth is that time does not wait. Every day that passes is another day you could have been building, growing, and moving closer to what you want. But if you keep waiting, if you keep doubting, if you keep hesitating, you will wake up one day and realize that you have run out of time. And that is the worst feeling in the world, not failure, not rejection, but the realization that you never even tried. You have to be willing to bet on yourself. You have to believe that you are capable, even when no one else does. You have to be willing to take risks, to fail, to learn, to adapt, and to keep going no matter what obstacles come your way. Because the truth is, obstacles will come. There will be setbacks, there will be challenges, there will be moments where you feel like giving up. But the people who succeed are the ones who push through anyway. They understand that every failure is just a lesson, every setback is just a setup for a comeback, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow, die. If you truly want something, you have to go all in. You cannot be half committed. You cannot treat your dreams like an option. You have to make them a priority. You have to be willing to sacrifice comfort for growth, to trade excuses for action, to push yourself beyond what feels safe or easy. Because nothing worth having comes without effort. Nothing great is built overnight. And the people who achieve what they want are the ones who refuse to settle for anything less. Most people look at successful individuals and assume they were lucky, that they had special connections, better resources, or some secret advantage. But that's not true. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people go after what they want. They don't wait for permission. They don't sit back and hope for a miracle. They take action, they take risks, and they keep pushing until they get there. You have the same ability, you have the same potential, but the question is, will you use it? Will you take the first step? Will you move forward even when it's scary, even when it's uncertain, even when you don't feel ready? Because the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. The perfect moment will never come. And if you keep waiting, you will spend your entire life on the sidelines, watching others live the life you wanted, but never had the courage to chase. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop making excuses. If you want something, go after it. Chase it with everything you have. Be relentless, be fearless, be willing to do whatever it takes. Because at the end of the day, the only way to guarantee you never have what you want is to never try. But if you take action, if you push forward, if you refuse to quit, then anything's possible. Your dreams are within your reach, but you have to reach for them. Because if you don't go after what you want, you will never have it. And that is a regret you do not want to live with. Growth requires discomfort, embrace it. It is the price of transformation, the unavoidable toll on the road to greatness. If you want to become stronger, wiser, more successful, or more fulfilled, you must be willing to endure the discomfort that comes with change. Too many people want growth without pain, progress without struggle, results without effort. But that is not how life works. Every level of success demands a new version of you. And that transformation is never easy. It requires you to stretch beyond what you know, to face fears that have held you back, and to challenge everything that feels familiar and safe. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you step into the unknown, when you push past resistance, when you decide that staying the same is no longer an option. Think about the moments in your life when you grew the most. Were they easy? Were they effortless? Or did they come with challenges, with struggles, with moments that tested your strength? Real growth happens in adversity. It happens when you are forced to adapt, when you have to fight for what you want, when you have no choice but to push through the discomfort. The most successful people in the world did not get there by avoiding pain. They got there because they embraced it. They understood that discomfort is not the enemy, it is the key to unlocking their full potential. Your mind will always try to keep you comfortable. It will resist change because change feels uncertain, and uncertainty feels dangerous. But that is an illusion. What is truly dangerous is staying the same. What is truly painful is looking back years from now and realizing that you never became who you were meant to be because you were too afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. The discomfort of growth is temporary, but the regret of staying stagnant lasts a lifetime. Every time you push yourself beyond your limits, you expand. Every time you take on a new challenge, you become stronger. Every time you do something that scares you, you gain confidence. Growth is not about avoiding discomfort. It is about leaning into it, learning from it, using it as fuel. The more you embrace discomfort, the more unstoppable you become. You start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. You stop fearing failure because you understand that failure is just part of the process. You begin to crave the feeling of pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible, because that is where real transformation happens. Look at the people who inspire you, the ones who have achieved greatness in any field. Whether they are athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, or leaders, they all have one thing in common: they chose growth over comfort. They trained harder, they took bigger risks, they endured criticism, rejection, and failure, but they never let it break them. Instead, they used it to build themselves. They embraced the discomfort because they knew it was the only way forward. You must do the same. Stop running from the hard things. Stop avoiding the challenges that make you uncomfortable. Lean into them. See them as stepping stones, not roadblocks. When something feels difficult, when your mind tells you to quit, remind yourself that this is exactly where growth happens. Every great achievement begins with the decision to endure discomfort. Every breakthrough comes after a period of struggle. The pain of discipline, of effort, of sacrifice is far better than the pain of regret. Growth requires you to let go of the old version of yourself. It requires you to challenge your beliefs, to unlearn habits that no longer serve you, to step away from people who hold you back. It is uncomfortable to leave behind what is familiar, but it is necessary. You cannot become something new while clinging to who used to be. You must be willing to evolve, to stretch, to face the discomfort head on. Because on the other side of that discomfort is everything you have ever wanted. So stop waiting for it to get easier. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Growth does not wait for you. It demands that you step up, that you rise to the occasion, that you embrace the struggle instead of avoiding it. The moment you accept that discomfort is part of the journey, everything changes. You stop fearing it and you start using it. You stop resisting it and you start leaning to it. And once you do that, there is nothing that can hold you back. Embrace the discomfort. Seek it out. Chase the challenges that scare you, because that is where you will find your strength, your power, your greatness. Growth is not meant to be easy, but it is always worth it. The time to level up is now. Your future self is counting on you. There is no more time to waste. No more waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal opportunity, or the right set of circumstances. If you want to see the life you've dreamed of, the time to act is now. The person you want to become, the success you want to achieve, the impact you make, none of that will happen if you keep putting off, if you keep letting the days pass by without taking decisive action. Your future self is depending on you to make the right choices today. Every decision you make, every step you take will either move you closer to or further away from the life you envision. There's no more delay. There's no more procrastination. The time to level up is right now. We often hear people talk about the future as if it is some far-off place that will eventually arrive on its own. But the truth is that the future is built in the present. Every action you take today, every choice you make sets the foundation for who you will be tomorrow. If you are not intentional about leveling up now, you will continue to repeat the same patterns, to remain stuck in the same place, and to never break through to the next level. Your future is not a distant concept, it is unfolding right before your eyes in every moment, in every decision you make. And it is being shaped by what you do today. Too many people wait until they feel ready, until the conditions are perfect, until they have all the answers. But here's the harsh truth: you will never feel fully ready. The perfect moment will never come. If you wait for everything to align, you will spend your life waiting. Success, growth, and change require action now, in this moment, without any guarantees. You have to trust that by stepping forward, even when you're unsure, even as uncomfortable, you are building the future you want. You don't wait for the right moment, you create it. You don't wait for things to fall into place. You make them fall into place with the decisions you make and the actions you take. Think about the future version of yourself. What do they look like? What do they have? What have they accomplished? Where are they in life? Now ask yourself this: what would that person tell you right now? What advice would they give you? I promise you, they would not tell you to keep waiting. They would tell you to take the leap, to take the risks, to stop making excuses and start taking action. Your future self is waiting for you to step up, to level up, and to take the steps necessary to create the life you both want. They are counting on you to do the hard work today so that they can live the reward tomorrow. Every day you hesitate, every day you procrastinate, you are delaying the future you deserve. You are letting fear, doubt, and comfort keep you in the same place. And the longer you stay where you are, the harder it will be to move forward. The more you put it off, the more you reinforce the belief that you can't do it, that you're not capable, that now is not the time. But I'm here to tell you that the time is now. There is no better time to level up than right now. If you want a different future, you have to start building it today. This is your life, your journey, your dreams, and your future self is counting on you to make the most of it. Don't let them down. Don't look back one day and regret that you didn't take action when you had the chance. The future you want is not some distant dream. It is something that can be created by the choices you make today. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop waiting for the right time, because that time is never going to come. The right time is now. The time to take action is now. The time to level up, to challenge yourself, to push past your fears, and to go after your dreams is right now. Your future self is looking to you for guidance, for strength, and for courage. They are counting on you to show up and make things happen. They need you to make the tough choices today so that they can live the life they've always dreamed of tomorrow. Don't let this moment pass you by. This is the moment that could change everything. This is the moment where you decide to stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start leveling up. The future you want is within your reach, but you have to take the first step, so stop putting it off. Take action today. Your future self will thank you for it.